Let's see. I am John Lee, St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association, here with my wonderful wife, Laura. And if for some reason the power goes off, we'll be back as quick as we can because we got a storm right behind me here. So making noise. So anyway,
Hopefully,
we should be all right. But
hopefully we don't watch you get
oh
hit by
wow.
lightning. That
No,
was real.
it's beautiful out here other than that. Now I've got a few announcements here and then we'll get started. Let's see here. See Sarah up there smiling. How you doing? Yeah, we talked to, in fact, that's part of our announcements. Let me get to that here. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Monday, June the 1st. Well, first of all, today is May 29th, 2026. So moving right along. Monday, June 1st, we're going to have our lunch at Applebee's from 11 to 1. That's at Olive and 270. Then next week, I know some of you guys are already registered. We're having a in-person event. That's June the 5th. That's next Friday. It'll be at the St. Louis Realtors Conference Center. We used to meet there for many years, so I know a lot of you guys already know where it's at. This is kind of a small event, but it's really high level. We're going to do some really deep things on the pre-Missouri tax sale seminar. So we're going to get into the weeds on a lot of stuff here. We got a full day to do it, which is really good. Which it's really what I kind of like myself. This is all the stuff that we do. We're going to get real deep into some of this subjects here. We're going to go over the how to do some of the over-the-counter deals. How do you deal with people, the delinquent taxpayers before the tax sales is something I like to do. I can actually even just take a few $100s and turn it into cash flow without like renters, tenants, and all the other stuff that comes with a lot of that stuff. We're going to work on how to deal with the values on the properties. Well, that's a big thing that people have a hard time figuring out values, and I'll just kind of show you how I do it. And then we're going to talk about contracts and about deeds and a lot of other things. We're going to have time for networking. Then we're going to have we're going to have a couple follow-up visits after that, right before we start here the next few weeks on June the 12th and the 19th. I'll put in the chat the upcoming events, and you can look at more of the details on that because so I don't want to take up too much time mentioning it. Then we don't have exact details, but we are going to do a tax sale property expedition that goes right along with that. And we're planning on that the next day. June the 11th, which is a Thursday. Now, this is at 1:30 p.m. I know a lot of times on the Thursdays we have 1 o'clock, but because the our speaker has a he has an ongoing golf expedition. We had to adjust that to 1:30. But this is pretty interesting. I talked to this guy last week, and I think you're gonna like this. And he just wrote a fairly new book. Just got out. It's on Amazon right now. He's an expert remodeler, and he wrote the Frugal Homeowner's Guide to Remodeling, even without a general contractor. And the workshop he's going to do for us is a checklist for acting as your own contractor, even if it makes sense, because a lot of times you can do this yourself, and he's going to go over a lot of the details for that. Then on Friday, June the 19th, we're going to have Jim Subert from Pride Restoration. Looking forward to that. I talked to him the other day, and we got him on the schedule. And he's our expert damage restoration services, stuff including water, fire, mold, sewage, full service. And of course, we all know Sarah, and she's kind of been our instigator for getting him back, and I'm really glad about that. So yeah, Jim's a great guy, and you guys do great work. So we're really happy to have him. We got him on a Friday because that's just how we could work the schedule. Then let's see, on June 26th, I've mentioned this before, but in Jackson, Missouri, we've got the Missouri Tax Sale Seminar number 5. So this is pretty exciting. I'm not going to go over too many of those details too, but I'll have those. I'm going to put this. I've got a PDF I put together, which I've been trying to do every week, just until everything gets straightened up where we can have our schedule. It's easy to find. There's some other stuff I won't mention too much of that right now because I don't want to take time away. Other than We do have the, and I know a lot of you guys are set up already, but we do have the free membership now set up on the website. So we're going to have that. We're going to have that. Let's see. I'll put that in the chat. So if you haven't signed up for your free membership yet, I encourage you to do so. It doesn't cost anything. It'll keep you updated on everything we're doing right here. And even though as you know, you can tune in every Friday and to find out what we're doing. So I think that's all I got. I had a few other notes, but I think that's all I got for right now. Okay. Okay, Dana, did you have a question or you have something you wanted to say there? I see your hand raised. Can't hear you. Okay. I think you're muted, Dana.
I don't see her
So
mute, but I can't hear her.
I can't, yeah, we can't hear you. Okay. Well, if you can figure out how to unmute, you can help yourself. Just go ahead and
Or
share.
maybe get out and get back in. Maybe
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
usually.
Okay. Okay, so all right. So does anybody have anything they'd like?
Ahem.
Are there?
Excuse me.
Oh, we need Laura. I'm sorry. Yeah, we don't have our virtual Laura today. We got our live Laura, so which is much better. So, Laura, if you if you would like to give us our disclaimer, thank you.
No, I don't feel like it.
I'll go get the video.
Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have in need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Miss Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Thank you, Laura. I don't know if you can hear the thunder behind me, but I'll do my best to to make sure I'm still here with you here. Okay. All right. Who has something they would like to start us off with today? Let's see. You're still muted up there, Dana.
Hi, John. Hi.
Hello.
I have
Yeah.
a,
Yeah. Kenya, how you doing?
I'm fine. I have a question about a Roth account, and I wanted to know that, like I heard that if you take money from the Roth account and invest it in like you're doing wholesale in the deal, if you make a profit minus the taxes, do that go back into your Roth account?
That's a good question. You'd have to talk to your administrator probably on the details of your account. Um, we personally have a self-directed IRA and we take money that goes out into investments and then put it back in there. And there is a way you need to set that up. That's who is that with? Do you know who your administrator is?
No, I don't have one. It's just a question about opening up the IRA, the Roth account, and then say
Okay.
you take $100 and use it towards your investment. Like the profits from it, can you put it back in there?
Yeah, you would need to do that, but there is a certain way to do that so you don't get penalized. And that's
Okay.
what that's a good question. We've had Equity Trust in here a few times, and they talk to us. That's where our personal accounts are,
Mhm.
and I could see about having them back. But you could probably let me see if I have a. I'll get you a link to that so you can check into that a little bit more, Tanya. But
Okay.
that's yeah, it's a good way to do it. Um,
Okay.
because a lot of times people, if they don't do it right, they will get penalized with taxes. So that is
Right.
a really good way to do it. So
Right.
great question. That's a good subject. I'll put a note down. We need to bring them back anyway. They were on my list try to get them come back in and talk to us. We have a few of them that we're working on right now, but yeah, the IRAs is a great way to invest.
Right. Is it for any business that you own, or is it just for real estate?
Well, it could be a lot of different things, but you do have to watch exactly what you do. Make sure you have it for one of the approved ways, which is almost everything. There's a few of them that aren't. Most providers, though, most administrators, they don't want to tell you about that because they make money like on the stock markets and things like that. So there's
Okay.
only a handful of companies out there that would actually do that. And yeah, John Bowen from Equity Trust, he's one of the best educators out there, even if you don't go with their company. But he does a really good job explaining what you can invest in and what you can't.
Okay.
And I'll see about getting them back maybe later maybe in the next few months.
Okay. One more question.
Yeah,
Is there an age limit for you to open up a Roth IRA account?
you know, I don't believe so, but I really don't know. That's a great question.
Okay.
Um, that because I know Jan Duke, one of the members, longtime members of our group, she had her daughter at the age of 11 with her self-directed IRA, and they would do she gets into a little more complicated things. I don't know if you ever remember her, some of the things she presented, but they'll do like percentages.
Okay.
And there are other things you need to know too when you start doing this. You can't do any of the work yourself and some things like that. That's some
Right.
of the important stuff to do because some people try to pay themselves or get in there. You can't even really pick up a paintbrush when you start doing that.
Okay.
So that's good stuff to know. And yeah, we'll see about getting John or someone from his team back here. And I got a note of that right now. So good thing to bring up. Great subject. And yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
John, hi, this
Yes,
is Ann. There's no age limit for opening an IRA.
Okay.
thank you,
The
Ann.
only,
You.
yeah, you just must have wages, salaries, or net earnings from self-employment equal to or greater than the amount you want to contribute. Income from investments, Social Security pensions, or child allowances does not qualify.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Ann. We should have you do a presentation for us.
Well, I am an insurance broker too, so.
Okay.
Uh-huh. I know. Well, we can talk about that. But yeah, IRAs is a great way to do it. The self-directed one, like I said, the one we use, I love doing that. In fact, we got one set up right now for someone that's kind of local, and they're building some of the higher end homes, and we're not really involved, but they do quarterly distributions, and he has monthly updates. And it's really kind of fun watching all of it, the way they develop the properties. So that's just one thing. You can do it with rental properties. There's people that do that and just collect money back, every month, but it has to be specific on how you do have it set up. Not real hard guidelines, but you must follow the guidelines for sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Great subject.
Hey, John, got a question real quick.
Yeah, Eric.
Hey, I just signed up for the website to update to the insider access. Is that per household or per person?
That's per household. There's two people on the insiders, the upgrade there. That's for two people.
Okay, thank you.
You have the same address. Yeah. Yeah, good question, Eric. Yeah, well, they're still working on that. They had so many problems with that website. That's one reason we went ahead and we're doing stuff. That's one reason I've been sending out the updates, which I'll put in the chat again in a minute, but for the upcoming events, because I want to keep everything up to date until he gets that done for us. So good question. Yeah, the membership, the free membership, though, it's all set up, so you can just go sign up for that. And I know a lot of you have and appreciate that, and we'll be putting a lot of stuff on there as time goes on the next few weeks. All right. All right. Who else has something to share with us today? I was looking for Jen. We have a guest that's coming in. She's got a tour in Millstadt, Illinois tomorrow. It's a commercial deal. And I invited her. I don't see her here yet. I know she had some things she was working on this morning. So I do have a brochure, but I was kind of waiting on her. So
Hey, John.
yes.
Um, just want to let you know that something came out last week. I watched a video from the president of pet screening that there's been a change on ESA, emotional support animals. They're no longer considered the same thing as service animals. So now you consider them as pets.
Now you consider them as pets?
Yes.
Oh, that's good to know.
That service animals are actually trained animals, just these emotional support animals are no longer covered.
Very interesting.
And there's a 2.5 minute video from that. I say he's the president of pet screening who you've had on here before, or you've had
Yeah,
pet screening on here before.
yeah, I'm sure they have the update now. She is scheduled to come out and talk to us. I think it's in, let's see here, back I think it's in August. Yeah, that'll be a great update. Yeah, Victoria Cowart from Pet Screening. Yeah, she's going to be back here August 14th. So she was going to talk about monetization, but we'll have to find out some updates. I'll send her an email in the meantime. Do you happen by any chance to have a link to that, Dave?
It was in Facebook, so
Okay.
actually came through NARPM. And let's see.
Yeah, that's
I've got the link to you, the announcement. And I'll put that in the chat.
okay. Yeah, that'd be great if you happen to have that.
Hey,
So
John.
yeah.
Hi, I got a question for you. In response to your email for the pre-Missouri tax seminar, that is on, I believe, the 5th. I guess who will be hosting it? I mean, I know Dale Sweet will be there, and who else will be there presenting?
We're actually hosting it. That's with the STLREIA. And
Okay.
yeah, a couple of the speakers, Scott, and then I'm talking to a collector on Tuesday. We're just going to have some recorded things because they couldn't make it in person, but I thought it was really important because what we're going to do is we're going to dig in, kind of dig into that a little bit more than what the average person kind of knows, even by reading it's all based on the statutes, Missouri 140, and it gets really deep. The biggest issue with that I found over the years, and what a lot of people know, is every municipality or every county and then municipalities, they kind of do whatever they want. There's like 4 sales in the city of St. Louis coming up here real soon here in the next couple of months. And Dale's going to be talking more about that. He's the expert in St. Louis and St. Louis County. Okay. I'm going to talk about a lot of the over-the-counter stuff and then dealing with some delinquent taxpayers and things like that. Some of the ways we've done it over the last couple of decades. And there's a lot of different ways to do it. It's very confusing, and that's one reason we wanted to do the pre-Missouri tax sale seminar before the Missouri tax sale seminar that Scott's puts on in a couple of weeks. Because I just think it's really important for people to kind of understand. Because I've seen so many people go in there and well, just like us, when we didn't know, I just started doing it, and I'll get into more of that. I don't want to do it today, but I'll get into more of that on how I kind of got into it, because it was just kind of by mistake. I didn't know what I was doing, and I think that's with a lot of us. It's really confusing when you start looking at some of this stuff. And so we want to kind of make some sense out of it. What I've done over the years, James, is just simplified it with contracts and everything. We're going to get into a lot of that on how we do that stuff. I know a couple people, I know Eric and a couple other people that was in some of our more advanced groups that we spent a few years going through, kind of know a little bit about that too. But I think you could probably agree with me, Eric. It gets into a little bit more complication than just going to the tax sale. Tax sales are different too. You have to be, there's so many rules, and we're going to go over those. You have to be there in person. You can have a representative. There's, if they allow it, there's things like that. But like the tax sales themselves, they're all on the same day in August, 4th Monday of the month. And you can't be in 114 places at once. At least I don't think you can. Maybe you can. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. But there's other ways to deal with all that. So it really gets into a little bit higher level, but that's what we're going to be doing, James, with more of the in-person events we have that, coming up.
Sounds good. In fact, I'm registered for Scott's class also. And can you put your information, contact number? Because I want to ask you about some other things offline.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the time for that.
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, more details are in the upcoming events here. I'll put them in there right now. And then my contact information, of course, I'll give that to you. Let's see. And there we go. Okay, there we go. Yep. Yeah, good questions. And that's one reason we wanted to have a whole day, James, because it just gets, I mean, we've spent years, with some of the classes we've had just kind of sorting through some of this stuff because there's really nothing out there that I found ever that even teaches you that. You can get some of the national companies out there that do the tax sales and things like that, but there's over 3,000 counties in the United States, and they're all different. And then you got municipalities and things like that. So there's just a lot of details it gets into, and that's the hardest part for most of us is trying to figure out how to do something. And that's what we're going to kind of break it down a little bit and make it simple for you.
Hey, John, quick question.
Yes, Eric.
This new bill, SB 973. Are you going to talk about that today or another day?
Yes. Yeah, that's on our agenda today too. I was kind of waiting for Jen to come in here, but we'll talk about that. That's the wholesaling one that Dave talked about last week. And I've got a thing we put together on that. I've got the actual bill. I think it's actually a little less confusing than the SB 1001 they had, which I don't know how they got the numbers because this is 973. But when you're talking the state and the government, who knows how they figure stuff out. But yeah, I do have this that we're going to talk about here. I was kind of waiting a little bit so we can. What I did, in fact, I'm going to give this to you for everybody that's here. I put together a little summary for this, and it's got the summary. I got a sample disclosure that I put together. Now, this is not official, but it covers all the bases. And then I've got the actual bill, and I put it in one document. I'm going to put in the chat here to give to you here. I guess basically what we could do, though, we can talk a little bit about it now. But I think one of the main things that they kind of did is it's the disclosure. You have to have a 14-day disclosure now before you enter into the actual wholesale contract, which is different than what we used to have. Okay, you have to have a 14 days, then you can enter into the wholesaling contract. You have to actually say that you're not representing them, that you are going to wholesale that to somebody else. The problem, and then the lease back is a big deal too. I've never really done much of that. I think it's a bad idea. And I think we barely talked a little bit about that last week. That's where it's usually when somebody gets behind in their house payments and actually even comes up to the foreclosure process. Well, they could even come up to the tax sale process. We'll talk more about that next Friday. But what a lot of people have done over the years is they have, like even with short sales and foreclosures, things like that, someone else has actually bought the property, then lease it back to the person that lives there. That's something that I personally, like I said, I've never thought was a great idea, but it's something people do. So you got to be careful on the lease back deal. You don't want to do that. The bill talks about enforcement, and then it gives you the definition of the wholesalers. It has very specific wording and size of the font that needs to be put in this disclosure. Again, I have a sample one I put together that covers exactly what they should do and what you should tell them. It talks about enforcement, waiver, and then we put the bill itself in there. It's not a real big deal. It's another disclosure. As we've done, and we talked about the wholesalers before, we have a simple one-page contract and then a one-page assignment. This is just another form. I couldn't get this one down to one page like I did when we had the SB 1001. With this one here, it's, has a little bit more wording you have to put in there. So it's a 2-page disclosure, but it's not really that big a deal. What it also does though, too, is this is where it kind of maybe hurts people, where sometimes, people will go to wholesalers, and we've talked a little bit about this, but where they have to sell quickly because of a foreclosure or something coming up. You'll have to go probably back towards to do this quickly now. because we have the the waiting period, you'd have to do this now. In a double closing, you can still do this, but there's double closings work okay. A lot of people used to use these where they did not want to disclose how much they were making to the end buyer when they assigned the fee. Instead of signing the contract over, they would just take it under have a double closing where they would go and close on it. A lot of times you have to have the money to do this or have it set up ahead of time, but you're also on the title for a brief period of time. But this is a way you can still do it quickly. We won't take too much time today because it does get into a little bit deeper deeper discussion on that, but that's still a way you can do this. But this, as far as doing it quick, but as far as the way this one is set up, you're not going to be able to do that as easily anymore. So I know it sounds complicated. We may need to set up another whole session on that, like we did before, to maybe a wholesaler, I don't know, 2.0 or something like that. I know we did a one not too long ago. So we'll probably need to do that just for clarification.
Hey, John. Oh,
yeah, there's Dana. Hey, Dana.
Okay. I'm sorry. We've been having I don't know what's going on, internet issues. We're on a different computer. And while I have you guys, because I couldn't hear everything, I don't know if you mentioned it, but on the 5th, where it says that the VIP $97, is that the only thing that's available is VIP? We weren't really clear on that.
Yes, it is. That's the way we have it set up right now. We were trying to make it different before, but it just didn't. Because the way everything worked out, it didn't work that way. So here we are.
Okay, thank you. And I'm having I'm trying to say whatever in the chat if I can do that, because I don't know, internet is acting crazy today for some reason. So thank you.
You might have some of them storms like we do, Dana.
The wind was blowing, but it's cloudy, but they say no storms in the forecast, but who knows?
Yeah, it's raining so hard now. I'm having a hard time hearing myself. We had thunder earlier, so I don't know.
How many people do you expect to be at the on the 5th?
I have no idea.
Keeps freezing,
we purposely kept it smaller on purpose. We have probably a dozen registered right now. We can go up to about 53 comfortably. And I have really not got the word out there, James, on purpose, because we don't want just everybody showing up. And I hate to say that because I want everybody to know the stuff, but we kind of wanted to keep it smaller so we can really get into details.
Okay.
So, yeah, we expect probably 20, 25, and there may be more because I know a couple of the people were trying to get the word out, and I didn't encourage it as much as I usually do, honestly. So.
Okay. Thank you.
But that's okay. Yeah, we're at the Realtor building back around the conference room, round back. So when you get there, it's 12777 Olive. And that's where we used to meet back around in the classrooms, the conference center around back. So park around back. It'll be good though. I mean, we got a lot of good stuff lined up, and a lot of kind of surprises too that I'm not going to reveal till we get there.
John, will that also be on Zoom or just in person?
No, that's only in person at this time.
Okay. Because I'll be out of town, so I really wanted to come or attend.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you, Linda. I know you're going to be out of town, but that's just where we're at right now with it.
I understand. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, we will miss you.
I'll miss you guys.
Yeah. How's your grandson doing, by the way, just while you're there?
My grandson is continuing on the road to improvement. He has even started working a little bit, just very small jobs. They told him he can't do anything big. So he's just been doing like steps and porches and things like that. But he is getting better. Thank you.
Yeah, he's still in our thoughts and prayers. I was thinking about him the other day, Linda.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, for anybody that don't know, Linda's grandson got electrocuted on a job just not too long ago, and it's been quite a traumatic experience. He's in recovery. We're really glad to hear that, but he'll never be the same, that's for sure.
No, he won't, and he's coming to terms with that slowly but surely.
Well, he's still in our thoughts and prayers, Yolanda, so we'll continue
Thank you. I appreciate it.
more down the road. Okay.
Hey, John,
Yes.
I'm kind of new here. I've been on this, watching this a few times in the past, but I'm going to be getting more involved because I'm retiring from General Motors.
Oh,
And I
great.
just posted something in the chat,
Okay.
and I'm looking for one or two rental units by the end of the year. And I'm also I'm a realtor, been one since '04. I did it full time for 8 years from '06 to 2014. And so I'm getting back into doing that, and I want to get these investment properties, and I'm looking for some software so I can park clients and past clients, and then also some software for managing properties. And if you guys have any suggestions, I'm looking for something to start with that might not be so expensive. Hopefully, maybe even some of it free or something. But if you guys have any suggestions, I got my phone number there.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Yeah, I don't know of any software really. I've gone through a lot of software over the years. I'll tell you the best things I do is just talk to people, and then actually it's kind of funny. You said you were a realtor from or agent from 2006 to 2014. Very interesting times. As a matter of fact, we picked up a lot of great deals then, and a lot of people lost their shirt during that time. Also, I mean that was. I don't know. A lot of us have been kind of around for a little while. You're looking for, let's get back to the subject though. You're looking for 1 to 2 rentals by the end of the year. Do you have a certain area you're looking at, Dave?
Yeah, I would like to. It's a little varied, but the price range that I'm looking in tells me 63125, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe St. Anne, some places in North County. So I'm kind of looking in the max price range after repair value, we'll put it that way, of 180.
180. Okay. And what are
Yeah,
you looking at as far as before your ARV, before after repair value? Do you have any certain amount? Is there any, well, I guess what I'm getting at is what scope of work are you looking to do? Full rehab, very light rehab? Are you looking, and you say you're looking to, the reason I ask these questions because the more specific you get, the easier it is to find your answer because people will remember that and come back to you. You're looking to rent these
sure.
properties out. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, I'm looking light rehab or turnkey ready.
Okay.
I don't mind doing some light rehab. I don't want to be tied up too long in it. I will have time to do something on it starting in July. I'm done with GM at the end of June here. So,
Okay.
yeah, and that's kind of where I'm going. And I've got some particulars in place. If somebody is has something, they can call me there. I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's that's you're in it at a good time. It's good that you have a little bit of congratulations too on your retirement. That's always a good mark and a good time to get into some of this when you have a little more time. Yeah, rentals are good. This is a good place to ask people this kind of stuff because there's a lot of people that cover a lot of different areas here. And you some of the things you'll need to look at is just how much you want to make, how much you want to spend. You've kind of got that as a idea. I think it's a great goal to start with 1 or 2 by the end of the year. And let's see, you put your number in there. What's if you don't mind giving that to us orally too or verbally, so anybody watching the replay might be able to jot that down.
Sure, that's fine. I'll go ahead and add my email address too. My phone number is 314-477-4319. And my email address is, and I'll type it in the chat, but my email address is Dave Jean Machine. That's JEAN on the Gene, Dave Jean Machine at gmail.com.
Okay.
Appreciate that. I'll type that in. And one other thing, the lady who was talking about using an IRA for investing, if she wants to call me, I did a property that way. I've done 2 investment properties in the past. That was one of them I did, and it actually turned out to be the one that worked out good for me. So I can help a little bit with that. She had questions I didn't know about, but I can give her what it takes to get one going if you want to buy a property there.
All right, great, Dave. Thanks. Yeah, let's see, who's your administrator on that you used, if you don't mind me asking?
Equity Trust.
Okay.
And they've changed a little since I did it. I bought it in 2012. I kind of start looking at they're managed a little differently now, but they still provide a good service.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's where, like I said, we have ours, and they're pretty good to work with, and pretty simple. And we'll see about getting John or one of his education groups back, or teachers back out here too, because it's been a couple years since we did that. So, Ian, I see
Thank
you
you.
have your hand up.
Oops, sorry, John. It's an accident.
Oh, accident. Okay. Well, good to see you, Ann.
Well, good seeing you too.
Okay. Well, let's see. We got some
Real
things.
quick, David.
Hello?
Yeah.
Martin?
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm Martin. So I'm a new investor. Lived in St. Louis my whole adult life. I used to attend some of his meetings, and now I just moved out of St. Louis. So, you know, I'd like to, thank this community. I think it's making me feel like I'm staying a little closer. I still have 2 properties there, and I just started out in this. But as far as free software, I will mention that the Zillow platform, if you can keep your tenants all in that platform, it's free and it does a lot of the management for you. So as long as it's easy to find a tenant and keep them in that platform, and manages your payments and all that stuff just through that. I thought I was going to need a software. It turns out I'm just going to stick to that for now. So I don't know if that's useful.
Great. Thank you, Martin. And you say you have a couple places in St. Louis. Where are you at long distance now?
So now I'm in South Bend, Indiana.
Okay.
But my family's still there. I have a toddler and my parents are there, so we're traveling back all the time. I have one rental in Dogtown, which is the property I've lived in my whole adult life. That's the one I've got in Zillow now, and it's doing great now. Getting my first tenant there here end of this month, so pretty excited. And then I have a gut rehab that I bought on a tax sale, and that's where I might need a little bit of help from this team. So I used to have a contractor. He was great, did very good work, but he disappeared, became unreliable. So I'm going to need, and at this point I've got, the plumbing, electric, HVAC, all that expensive stuff done. It needs to pass the framing inspection, and then we need to do all the cover up, right? So I'm going to have to find a new contractor. So if anyone has someone that,
okay. What part of town is that property in?
That one is in U City.
U City. Okay. Good central location. Okay. And what exactly are you needing as far as contract? You need somebody to kind of finish it up, it sounds like.
Yep. Pretty much. A little bit of everything, right? A couple windows, drywall painting, and then a little bit of framing, but not much.
Okay. Well, does anybody, would you like to give your contact information out? And
I'll put it in the chat. If everyone has, any good workers needing work, I'll send my info. Of course, your projects come first. I'm not trying to steal time there, but
no, it's okay.
Appreciate the help.
Yeah, and if you don't mind mentioning it, Arlie, anything that you'd like to share for anybody watching the replay, that's always helpful too, Martin.
Yep.
So what is your contact information, if you don't mind giving it to us verbally?
Newman A. Martin at gmail.com.
Okay.
I'll put it in the chat because it's a handful.
Okay.
Mouthful. Sorry.
All right. Well, thank you. Okay, John, I see you got your hand up.
Yeah, hey John. Yeah, I sent you a text, but I was having trouble getting on, but I was able to eventually. But yeah, this is for actually Yolanda. You had mentioned a flooring guy you used last week's meeting, and I was wondering if you mind giving that person's number. I know you said his name was Kevin something.
Yes, Kevin Hoth, Hoth.
And what's his number, if you don't mind?
No, I don't mind. I can put it in the chat for you.
Okay.
I'll look it up. I have to look it up, John, and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's see. We'll go back and look at the chat. Nicole, okay, you were wanting the class to vet lenders and creative financing. Yeah, we've done that a little bit. We're going to be getting into some of the creative financing next week at the pre-tax sale seminar. And then we could put together another one though, I guess, because there's really no rules, and that's what's so funny. As a lot of you know, I was a mortgage broker for many years, and one size never fits all. I had somebody that I've known for a long time just asking me the other day about something he's seen over in Utah about some kind of financing that wasn't conventional, but it was still through a bank. And my experience is, in fact, this is what we've done for many years, is when we started working out in some of the rural areas, we came up with more of a regional bank. Okay. And originally, in fact, the one reason I actually did it is because a lot of the lenders would not go under 50,000 when we first looked at it. And some of these houses we were looking at were like $25,000, $30,000. So we found a bank that would go that low because they went by the area. And after we get a little track record with them, after we bought, I don't know, 4 or 5 houses, there was no putting 10 or 20% down, anything like that. I could actually, because they knew how I worked, I would actually just call them up and tell them what we had in mind, and they would go ahead and, if I needed a proof of funds letter or something, they'd give it to me instantly because they would give me whatever I wanted. Yeah, it was at that point it was nothing down. Of course, I would sign up for the for the loan and get the money, but they would actually give me the money to fix the property up, rehab it, or whatever I needed at the same time, which you have to kind of work up to some of that stuff. But it was not really conventional, because conventional is a different way of doing it. Now we've all heard of hard money lenders, things like that. And they all have their own kind of rules. There's a lot of people, they'll want, sometimes they want money down, sometimes they won't, they'll charge points, sometimes they won't, sometimes they go interest only, sometimes they won't. And they're all different. So you kind of got to see what works for you. We had somebody on here a couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, that he borrowed from a hard money lender, but his time was running out because he ended up doing more rehab than he had originally planned. He gutted the place, and it was a 4-family. And I haven't talked to him since then, but he was having a hard time coming up with that because he was all of a sudden going to have to renew that and pay a lot more points and things like that. So you kind of got to know what you're doing. That's creative financing, but it's not, I don't know if it doesn't work for everybody, but then again, one size doesn't fit all. You can get into some really creative stuff where you have partners. And in fact, I see John put in there with Vina Jones Cox. She does a great job of some of that creative stuff. Some of that stuff, what I watch on a lot of that, though, what I learn is stuff I don't necessarily want to do myself, because there'll be sometimes 3 or 4 partners on a deal, where we all put in a little bit of money and get a percentage. My experience with a lot of that, though, is you just got to know what you're doing and know your partners. Partnerships typically don't work long term. If it's a short-term deal, yes, where it's very specifically laid out, that's how I would do it if you're going to get a partner. Long-term, though, a lot of things happen in a few years. So you just got to be really cautious with the long-term things that you're working on. And I know that one appraiser, I've joked about this before and I mentioned it, but I had an appraiser I dealt with for many years, and he used to always say the only kind of ship guaranteed to sink is a partnership. And we used to laugh about that, but there's a lot of truth to that, because you see people put together deals, and especially family members and friends that get together and do business deals. My experience is if once you do business and you could become friends, but don't take your friends and become business partners. And most of the time it just doesn't work well, especially family members and things like that. I see people putting together things, and they'll rent to their brother-in-laws that are down on their luck and things like that. Well, typically they don't get back on their luck, in my experience on seeing what happens. And not to say anything wrong, because we all want to, a lot of us have a big heart, want to help each other, but you just got to be really cautious with some of that kind of stuff. But the creative financing is a great way to do stuff. I love it myself. Typically the contract we use is just 1 page, and it doesn't, you can kind of customize that. We've done a lot of deals over the years. I've done deals on napkins. that I've sitting there at a restaurant with. I've pulled out scrap paper out of my truck at the lake. That's how I bought the 11 acres that we're on right here that went with the other adjoining properties we had. I pulled out a piece of scrap paper down at the lake because we were in our swimming suits swimming. And finally the guy decided that he wanted to sell it. I've been talking to him for a while. So we did that, and then we kind of typed it up and formalized it later. But I sent the original scrap paper, just a piece of paper, over to the title company. And the beauty of it is the title companies, they will take scrap paper, they will take napkins, and then they will put it on whatever they need. The title company is, in fact, that's somebody else I want to have come and talk to us, because the title companies is where I call it where all the magic happens. That's your yes or no on everything. And they will give you exactly what they need. So title companies, not enough people give them enough credit, in my opinion. I think you should send your paperwork in immediately. And I notice a lot of realtors don't do that. They'll wait till 2 or 3 weeks or a month down the road till they actually get a contract. If you get a deal tied up, I would first thing do the title work, get that sent in, because that's where you're going to find out everything. Yeah, but you could do all kinds of deals on whatever you want. Contracts, we're going to talk a lot about that next week. Contracts, people get all tied up and worried about them. That's not a big deal. The contract is just an agreement we agreed on. And that's all it is. I mean, if you go to a licensed realtor or something like that, they have state farms that they have to go and follow particularly. But like Dan Bryan, one of the members of our group, he's a licensed broker, but he also does investor deals on the side. He's got 2 sets of paperwork. If he's dealing with a regular commercial client, he'll have the state approved farms that you have to follow. But then again, he has his own set of paperwork that he'll do if me and you are doing a deal as investors. And that's good stuff to know, good subject. And we can get into that. I can talk about that all day long, because I love the creative, non-conforming deals. So always a good
Thank
subject.
you.
You're welcome. Hope that helps, Nicole.
It does.
Okay, let's see. Got a lot of stuff. Did I miss anything here? Yeah, Dave, thanks for putting the HUD guidance in there. So appreciate that. Let's see, Sarah. Yeah, you got your email, your contact information in there. So hopefully you'll be here on the 19th with Jim.
I've got it in my calendar. He hasn't told me about it yet, but I just put it in my calendar. So I plan to be here. And coincidentally, I would not have been here on the 19th, but my networking event was pushed back a week. So I'll be available on the 19th now to be on the call. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah, we're looking forward to him. He's a great guy. Very knowledgeable. He's so educational too. He does a great way of presenting the subject.
He's really, really good at what he does, and he's passionate about it. So I'm really excited to hear him talk. I think you guys will love it so much. So I'm excited. But yeah, I do plan to be here that day. I'll be on here.
That's great. Yeah, really happy to hear that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that myself. He has always got a lot of good things to tell us too.
He does. He's really good at what he does.
Yeah. Okay. Did I miss anything here? I know there's a lot of stuff in here today. Okay. The flooring. Thank you, Linda. Thanks for bringing that up, John. I have that on my note, but since you brought it up, that's great. Then Vina,
John, can I jump in?
I'm sorry?
Can I jump in?
Yeah, Missy, sure, go right ahead.
Hey, so if anyone is ever interested in any property management or anything, they can always feel free to reach out to us at Soto Property Solutions. We do property management, and we work with all of our contractors, and we have in-house technicians as well. I'll put all my contact information into the chat too for you, but it's missy@sotops.com, and my number is 573-332-7686, extension 306.
Thank you, Missy. Appreciate that. Looks like you're driving. Be careful out there, or maybe you're sitting right now. I don't.
Yeah, I parked. Yeah.
Good. Always a good idea.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. And what areas do you service? I know most of us know that, but I know there are a couple of new people here. So if you don't mind
So
sharing
we do yeah. So I'm the one in St. Louis. So we have our North County, South City, all those different areas in St. Louis that I'll handle. And then we have our SEMO area, which is our Cape Girardeau and Sykeston, Charleston areas down through there. So we're kind of spread out, but we handle both areas. So
thank you very much. And yeah,
You're
appreciate that. Okay, let's see here.
And I got to meet Sarah yesterday, which was absolutely fun. So I loved hanging out with her.
Oh, nice.
She was my guest at ICAG Connect. So for those of you that I'll send my networking events to, ICAG Connect, we meet off Manchester at Sunny Street Cafe, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And it's an extension of ICAG, which is that third Friday of the month at Llewellyn's from 11 to 1. And so, yeah, Missy was a big hit, and I was so excited that she was my guest. And I'm going to be sending her the networking events today too. Missy, I had a long night last night because I had a chamber ribbon cutting. I was like, man, I need to send those to her today. But she had a blast, and I let her know that it's very welcoming and positive environment. So if you guys ever want to make it to that, let me know. I can shoot you over my networking events. And then Martin, I see, are you needing a handyman? I can send you over a handyman if you want one. I think I took a picture of your email, Martin, so I can shoot you over that too.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy to help. I've got a list of handymen, general contractors, roofers, insurance agents, realtors. So anybody needs, let me know, and I can just email me and I'll shoot it over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I
Yeah,
think
absolutely. So happy to help. I'm trying to catch up today, friends.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, how'd your husband's birthday go the other day?
It went really well. We had a really long day of work, and I had a networking event till like after 7. And he actually was at the gym anyway and working until about 6 o'clock or so. So we both met at home at like 8 p.m. We went to River City Casino at one of the restaurants there that was open late, and we just had dinner. It was a late night, but we live right next to River City Casino, right down the street. So it was a fun time. And we were back at home by like 10:30 because we're tired. And but it was a good birthday, and I grabbed him some really awesome cologne. But it was, and then we'll celebrate more. We celebrated again, and then we're gonna celebrate again this Sunday too. So he gets a whole month just like I do, friends.
Oh, beautiful. I love it, Sarah. Love it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, he's getting long in the tooth, but he'll always be almost 6 years younger than me. So yep.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice. Well, thank you, Sarah. We appreciate you coming in and sharing. I know you know a lot of people. You're out there. You're about one of the biggest social people I've ever met with networking, I'd have to say.
Everybody says that if they're my Facebook friend, like a lot of people will message me or text me and be like, Sarah, will you mentor me with networking? I'm like, of course, just come on with it, come with me and network with me. And like getting out is the biggest step, you guys, just getting out there, meeting people. It's like networking glitter. You're just going to throw networking glitter everywhere. And it's like people you meet know other people to connect you with who know other people to connect you with. And when you go and do a one-to-one with people, ask them, who can I connect you with? Who do you like to partner with? And you ask each other that, and then you continue to have that spider web or cobweb, spider web of networking. But that's how you guys can be really effective like that. So
well, you're just a perfect example of what I call relationship capital. because
Thank you.
so many people miss that. And we have people that come here like that. They just come here looking for whatever it's in it for them, and then they're gone. The relationship capital, you build that just exactly with what you do. You're the perfect example. You go out and meet people. You never know who you're going to meet. And just go out there. Don't try to look everything for what's in it for you. I mean, and that's okay because we all have needs and things like that. And it's really easy to do that. But just go out. How can I maybe help somebody a little bit, and not even just giving them advice, but just sometimes being nice, you know?
It is like that. You have to go into these networking events with that attitude of like, who can I help today? Who can I connect them with today? Like, I'm a big connector to friends, because that's what networking is about too, like connecting people with other people. Like, I'll meet someone and I'm thinking to myself, this person would be amazing if they could get to know this person, and they don't know each other, but they could because of me. And so that's another thing that I do a lot of, is connecting people with other people who I think it would make their lives easier to partner with or whatever. And I have networking friends who do that too, John. They go into a place and they're like, oh, I'm just here for the business or whatever. And that's just a sad way to be, because I go into networking events. My mindset is I'm here to make good friends, like long lasting relationships. And I'm here to connect other people with people who I think would be beneficial to their business or their lives. And like before getting on here, I was texting my friend Nick. He's a financial advisor, and so if you guys need one of them, email me, let me know. And like, I'm connecting him with Joseph Luckett, who is a huge networker in St. Louis. He's written the book 0 to 100, and I think you can get it off Amazon, but it's a great book. If you guys, it should be on Amazon, 0 to 100. And he's a networking guru, you guys. But I'm connecting Nick with him because I'm trying to get Nick out there to, like, know more people. And improving networking is where it's at. Like, you always need to improve your networking and connecting with others. So just things like that, having lunch with good people to know is huge, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, introductions. You just hit the nail on the head right there, because that's how you connect people, and that's how people remember you too.
Exactly. You get to know people. And then here's the deal too, guys. You get to know people. They hear about your business all the time, but they get to know you as a person, as a human being. And then they're going to refer you business behind your back. They're going to be your referral partners. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, Sarah knows everybody. She's the sweetest human ever. And by the way, she's with Pride Restoration, blah, blah, blah. This is what they do. And they're going to be your referral behind your back. I have so many shout outs at these networking events. My friends are like, if you don't know Sarah, you need to get to know her right now. Do a one-on-one with her. It's the sweetest thing ever. But my point is, people will talk about you behind your back in a good way, and they'll be your referral partners for you. Yeah.
Such good points right there. That's your relationship capital, is what I call it.
It is. It really is. It really is. So that's my 2 cents for today. Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's worth $2.
It is. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's such a great point, and you're such a good example of that. I've had people a lot of times over the years that say, well, so and so gave me your name, or I don't remember who gave you your name, but they said to get a hold of you because you deal with properties in this area. I've had collectors in the courthouses give out my information because they know it's okay, but they'll say, I got your name and number, from Angela, and she said you deal with this neighborhood, the people there, and it's just amazing when that stuff happens. But that's exactly what it is, because you don't know who you're actually dealing with every time you come in contact with people. You just don't know.
Yeah, and something else too, I always think about, it's like, it's not just who you meet, but it's who you meet who they know as well. So it's like, I meet with someone and I may not be able to partner with that person in particular, but I'm still going to be their friend because they could hook me up with a bunch of real estate agents, insurance agents, general contractors, roofers, etc. We love partnering with all those friends. And that's the point. It's like, I actually, while we were on this call, I just got an email from Tim. He's a newer chamber member, and I have supported him in networking as well. He's a financial advisor as well. and he emailed me connecting me with someone else while we were on this call. So I'll get back to him here today, but just things like that, friends. Just always be that, networking glitter in your network, and always stay in touch with them and just help them, just be that support person for your network. It does pay off, and you're not going around being like super salesy, because I don't think people like that. But when I owned my tutor doctor franchise, they would always say, "We tell, we don't sell." I really liked that. Like, this is what I'm about, and this is how I can help you, blah blah blah. But they're still hearing your business, and so when they come in contact with someone, they'll think of you, and they'll be like, "Oh, Sarah does pride restoration. Like, I just met with a roofer. I'm going to connect her with him," or whatever. So people think of you. Yeah.
Yeah. We still want you to help with our resource guide as we're putting that together too.
Let me know, John.
We'll
I'll help you as much as I can. I've got a huge network. I would be happy to help anytime.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that's in fact, your smile says everything, Sarah. That's your relationship capital. I mean, that's it right there.
Thank you so much.
We
I'm so
appreciate
happy
you.
to be here. Yeah.
Appreciate that. In fact, there's a lot of people that want you to get a hold of them. It looks like in the chat here too.
Yes.
So
friends, if I miss anybody, please email me. Please email me. Can you send me handyman? Yes. Michelle, I got you. I'm taking a picture of your email now. Enrico, I'll send you to, I know you were on my list from last Friday. You guys are so sweet. And then Sahaj, I will send you to, I'm taking pictures, friends, so I can remember. Bruce, I got you. I will send you to my events and things. If I miss anybody, guys, if I don't send them to you by today or something, email me. And then you can also, my email is in the chat, you guys. Tanya, do I have your email? I can't remember. Anyway,
I'll send it to you.
Oh, I appreciate it so much.
Thank you,
Okay,
Sarah.
thank you, Derek. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, anything you guys need, like with realtors, insurance agents, general contractors, roofers, kind of anybody in the house and stuff, I probably know somebody. And if I don't, I'm in a huge networking group, and we have a chat on Messenger. I can always ask around. And I also have, I'm on the board of directors of Southwest Area Chamber. I can always go in our directory too to see if we have a chamber member to help you guys too in a different field or whatever. But financial advisors, I can get with you guys on those if you need those. Anybody like that. So outside of the fields that I know, I probably know somebody.
Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right. Did I miss anything? Nicole wants to know if anyone's partnered with Justin Peterson. That name is not familiar to me. Does anybody know Justin Peterson?
No, Justine.
Justine. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, Justine. What kind of partnership is this, Nicole?
It's supposed to be some local organization that helps in real estate investors and people that are starting out in new in their business. So I didn't know if that was familiar to anyone here locally.
Yes. So hi.
Apparently not.
So hi, this is Charlene Sears. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but
I can hear you.
I have worked with them several times, and they do offer business loans. They are really good. So they do offer small business loans, and also they have a lot of networking events as well. And once you get connected with them, you will be connected with them. It's called Justine Peterson. And Peterson is actually spelled Petersen.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that.
And they are really good.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do we look that up, Charlene? Sorry, I think I was typing something.
It's okay. It's Justine, Justine, and then Peterson is Petersen.
Okay.
And they're right off of Grand, and I think it sits on a little side street off of Cook, and it's in the city of St. Louis.
And if we Google that, we can get like the events and stuff from them.
Yes. See if you can be added to their newsletters as well. And their
Okay, I'm
email.
putting this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I have, this is Ann. I have also used Justine Peterson for my construction company. I've gotten a loan from them. One I paid off, and then I got another loan from them. And then they worked that one during COVID, and I got 3% interest on that one. So yeah, they really do work with small business, and they are a good resource for loans.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. 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 So glad I asked. Thank you.
Yeah. Look, I see Latricia, you said they moved from downtown. Do you know anything? Would you like to unmute and tell us anything about that? Did you know maybe?
So she gave the right information. They moved from downtown to where she just mentioned over on
Oh, I
Grand.
got you. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Very good.
Do you know if you have to live in the St. Louis area for them to loan to you?
Now that I'm not sure of.
I see Bruce put the link in there. Thank you, Bruce. That's something that might give us a little insight there. Yeah, there you go. Justine Peterson.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Charlene. Got the right spelling and everything. Very nice. Thank you. Good conversations there. Yeah, that's something would be good to find out, Kayla. If it's only the St. Louis area or they're in other areas. All right. All right. Anybody else have anything today? We're a couple minutes after the hour. We had a lot of good conversations, a lot of good sharing today, too. A lot of good smiles. And Sarah's always leads the way with her smiles. I love it.
This may be a silly question, but I see where someone is saying they're very similar to NACA. What is that?
That's
Patricia?
hey, yes, that's NACA, NACA. It's another home program, very similar to Justine Peterson. Very similar. They offer mortgages, programs for new buyers, to where they work with you through building financially. I'm sorry, a little distracted. Helping you build towards growing to be able to purchase a home. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Wait. And anything else today? We'll have our replay put up as soon as I can get to it on YouTube there. And look forward to seeing a lot of you guys next week. We got a lot of things coming up. We're going to have a lot of things, just kind of keep an eye on the website.
John?
Yeah. Who's James? Is that you?
Yeah, real quick. I'll reach out to Sarah, but anybody out there, if you know anyone who's is familiar with or does new construction, I like to get their number. I like to talk with them about the project.
I know someone that does that, but specializes in fairly big houses, custom. I know someone that does that, but specializes, custom houses. He does one at a time. New builds. If that works.
Okay. Could you give me the information?
Yeah. If you put down the email there, I'll get his business email and number, and I'll send that forward.
Okay. Let me get it in the chat real quick. Thank you.
You building a new house, James?
No, I
wish.
No, I talked to you a while back that my cousin had a property in the city and it got hit by the tornado. And
Yeah.
so since day one, I've been going around and around with the city because she gave me authority to deal with the city, try to see what's the route to take. But, you know, for those of you not aware, they just had their first public hearing just the other day. So that tells you how long it takes for things to start taking place. But I was thinking to her about maybe just taking that structure down and clearing the land and doing a new build on it, which might be less expensive than trying to repair the one she has, because once you get into that, you know, you got uh, asbestos, lead paint to deal with all that, and you got all the different kind of permits, and you know, it's just going to be a hassle. I think the front of it's a beautiful structure, just the back got hit real bad, but I don't think it's going to be feasible to save it. So maybe we can do a new construction. So that's why I want to talk with someone and they can put eyes on it, and maybe we can find out if it's feasible. I got a few numbers on it as far as what the ARV would be, but as far as what it would take to do a new structure, I'm not sure. So,
Okay. Yeah, I remember you talking about that before, and there's still a lot of damage we have in the city. I know there's 4 sales coming up, and Dale will be talking more about that next week. He sent out a email. If you're not on Dale's list, I would recommend it too. You know, getting on there because he's the one that does a lot of the quiet titles and gets into a lot of the details on clearing up the properties. But there's so many more properties this year than we've had in the past because of the tornado we had last year. That's just coming up on a year. So, I mean, and then who knows how many other things are coming up. I know a few years ago when we looked at it, there was like 22,000 vacant properties in St. Louis, the city of St. Louis, not counting the county. 16,000 of them had dwellings, and there's a lot more than that now. I don't even know what the numbers are now. So that'll be a lot of them coming up. And I know Dale will be talking more about that too. So,
yeah. And the city, they said one of the things they're going to do is they're going to be coming after absentee landlords. So, you know,
yes.
whoever is not in taking care of business, they're coming after you now because they have money, but the money is limited. And the people that suffer, they're not going to be made whole, not all of them. So, you know, it's a sad situation, but
yeah,
that's the way it is. And so,
yeah.
you know, yeah, so. And everybody fighting over the money. The North County, I mean, not North County, North City, downtown, the infrastructure, the police trying to wiggle in there. You know, it's just all, you know, it's only so many dollars to go around. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, James, maybe after you find out a little bit too, you could come back and kind of report to us a little bit on what you found out, whether it is feasible to do that or if it makes sense.
Okay, I find out because once I got down there, I found out that they actually had the meeting online, and people could call in. I mean, could Zoom in with questions. I didn't know that, so
okay.
You know, if the next one come up, I'll try to get that information out. And those who are interested, they can go online and see, you know, if they might be interested in trying to acquire some properties, try to help the city rebuild itself or what, you know. So,
did you go down in person to the meeting, James?
Yeah, I went down in person.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, that's always better anyway. I know you can do a lot of things on Zoom, but like Sarah was talking about, you get down here and get to meet some of the people, you know, that actually are dealing with it firsthand. And there's a lot to be said about some of that kind of stuff. I found out, you know, a couple of years ago, just going to Scott's Missouri tax sales seminar. I think it was number three or four at the time. And I met one of the collectors out from Benton County. In some place I've done deals. I've done like 1,800 deals out there, but there was some stuff about one neighborhood I didn't know that I found out from him. And that was the reason they had so many properties. So you just never know, meeting people in person. You can talk over a break or over a cup of coffee or anything and find out a lot more than you'll ever find on Zoom.
Yeah, it was an interesting meeting. That you'll see. In the room there was division in the room.
Uh-huh.
And so, you know, it's sad, but that's the way it is. So, you know, the North City is trying to get money to rebuild, and downtown wants money to raised to do some things down there to get more businesses to come in. Then you have a group. They want to get money so they can bring in more sports money.
But James, what
It's
happened to? Did they say what they spent the COVID money on?
no.
And the Ram settlement?
That's
Where's
what
all that money?
the Ram settlement is still on the table. That's what the meeting was about, basically, about what's going to happen with the Rams money. They were talking about 110 million to North City, where they were asking for 150. And I think infrastructure, now correct me, I think they were getting about 60, maybe 40 or 60 million just to start on infrastructure, but they need way more money than that, but that's just the start. And then downtown, I believe they were getting about 40. Now, don't quote me on the numbers because I didn't write them all down like I should have, but those are the numbers. And then once they get those numbers, then that is divided amongst subgroups. Say, for example, the money for partial infrastructure, some of that'll be divided amongst, like they want to give some money to recreation centers, and then some money to help do trees and in the city get rid of trees. And so all that money like that is divided amongst the different subgroups. Even the money for North City will be divided amongst two groups. They're a grassroots organization. They want to try to keep it there, most people, because those are the people that are helping the people already. And so then you have the downtown faction coming in who want to they want to go and do some money on the riverfront. The riverfront's been there all this time. Now you want to start spending money on the riverfront, but so
No, and they keep sending me emails wanting
those
me to
kind of
spend
things
money
are
on
happening.
it.
But
They keep sending me
spend money
emails
on
to
what?
donate on the national park down at the Arch, the Gateway National Park.
Really?
They always asking for donations. But I was gonna say also, they have those lawsuits. I know at least one where the young lady lost her legs that I know that they're gonna have to pay out for. And I think it might have been a couple of other accidents that the city was being sued for as well. So I don't know if they talked about those things too.
No, I don't think that's supposed to be coming out of Rams money. If it is, there's some stink in the game. So no, that's not, that money is coming from someplace else. But they got their hands full of trying to. Excuse me. You cut out.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying something. But yeah, that they just strictly talked about the Rams settlement money. Now, what a lot of people didn't know that after they divvied this money out, there's still 25 million left. So why not give that? Go ahead and give it to the North City and try to help make them whole. But they want to sit on 25 million. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. You'll hear more about it later.
Yeah. Even though it sounds like a lot of money, there's a lot of hands out there for that money because there's a lot of need. That's for sure. So, all right. Well, I appreciate all the input today. I think we're a little bit after the hour. Actually, we are. And a lot of good conversations. If anybody have any final words before we go today, or if not, we'll be here next week. We do have our pre-tax Missouri tax sales seminar, but we also have our networking too. So we will do that. I'm not sure how we're going to do all that, but I'll get it figured out. I'm going to be there early, and they've always accommodated us well at the Realtor building. So I know we'll look forward to seeing you guys in person, and we've got a lot of good things coming up. So if you need anything,
John,
get a hold of me. Yes.
Before you go, it's Ann.
Yeah, Ann.
I was just going to ask for prayers from the group as my siblings and we lost our mom.
Oh.
And her funeral is going to be Tuesday, and then she'll go to Jefferson Barracks. But please pray for us.
Oh. Well, you have our prayers and our thoughts, and we'll be there with you in spirit. So I'm really sorry to hear that. My condolences. Well, yeah, we wish the very best to you and your family too.
Thanks,
I know it's a really
John.
tough time.
My condolences, man.
Yeah. No. Okay, well, all right. Well, anyone else have anything else today? We'll leave on that prayer note there. And always a good time to do that. I mean, life's short no matter what your age.
I'll try to make Monday, you guys, as long as I don't have a lunch with my networking friends. I'll try to be at Applebee's on Monday with you guys if anybody's going to make it. So I'll try to do that.
We will be there, and thank you, Sarah, and look forward to seeing you guys on Monday.
Yep.
All right.
Have a great weekend, and praying for you, Ann.
Yeah. Thank you for everybody joining us today. We'll see you all soon.
Bye.
I know.